football, Billy Gill.
God bless football, Mikey A.
God bless football, Stugotz.
Listen, what a game last night. The Lions clinched their division. It's the earliest the Lions have ever clinched a division in the history of football. It's unbelievable. That division is done. It is a wrap. The Lions, I cannot believe I'm saying this, are the best team in that division. It might be the best team in the NFC. How about that, Billy?
I mean, we're like 4 games in. I don't know about that.
They're good. That team's good, man.
They are good. Yeah. You know what else we learned?
What?
Jordan Love, maybe not Aaron Rodgers. Maybe a little premature on that one.
You think?
I was going over the stats. I believe he got sacked 1 billion times yesterday. Was that the number officially?
It was just under. Just under.
Okay.
1 billion.
Yeah.
I think was the final total.
Yeah. It didn't look great for him yesterday. Also, big day for the owners that didn't want to pay running backs, huh? Like that seems to be what's going on this season. No one that wanted to pay the running backs. You have a Devon Achane, you have a Zach Moss, you have a David Montgomery. You have these guys just kind of coming in and, hey, you know what? Probably not making a ton of money. We're not going to pay you $16 million a year to be a running back.
Right. They're the reasons. I mean, that's the reason. I said it after Achane did it last week for the Dolphins. Like, he's the reason they're never going to pay Saquon Barkley $70 million.
Well, no.
You could just put someone else in who will give you similar production, if not better. You know?
Honestly, Zach Moss is the reason that Jonathan Taylor is not going to get paid and is going to be traded. And the team he goes to is probably going to wonder, like, oh, because what did Zach Moss do before this year? He was traded from Buffalo over to Indy. He's filling in like Jonathan Taylor's not even missed at this point. It's not good for the running backs who are trying to get paid.
They're 2-1 without Jonathan Taylor, and he's rushing the ball just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing about the Lions, though. They used the number 12 overall pick to get Jahmyr Gibbs, and he gets like 8 carries a game, and they hand the ball 30 times to David Montgomery. Right. Like, why even waste that? Yeah, why even do that?
I have said for a while now, since the running back position has been on the decline, and it has been for a while now, that if you're using first-round picks, now I know the Falcons could say Bijan Robinson. I don't know if the Falcons are going to be that good this year, and I don't know how long he'll be good for because that position is so grueling. But if you're wasting first-round picks in this day and age, Billy, on a running back, you're making a big mistake. Like, I don't know what you're doing, you know? Yeah. Poor running backs. Or Buddy Austin.
How do you feel about Thursday Night Football so far this year?
Huh.
Have you seen next week?
Who's next week?
Bears at Commanders.
Oh yeah, okay.
We might be able to wrap up the show on Thursday.
Yeah, that has a Tuesday. That has a Tuesday episode wrap next week written all over it.
All over it.
Yeah. Is that really the game?
Yep. Bears at Commanders.
That's so bad. So bad. What was the game last week? I forget. What was the game last week? Because the opening night is always great. Last night was fine. What was last week, Mike?
Last week was Giants 49ers. Not a close
Giants,
one.
49. Not a good game.
No.
Before that was Eagles.
Vikings, Eagles.
Vikings.
Well,
Eagles.
Billy,
There you go.
Could you do without Thursday Night Football?
Could I live my life without Thursday Night Football?
You're gonna be fine if there's not a Thursday Night Football game. I don't like Thursday Night Football. I got to be honest with you.
I like opening night on Thursday night. We'll see how the rest of the season plays out, but not great game so far, I would say.
I think you would miss it if it were gone, but when it's here, I don't need it. Does that make sense? Like, because then you're going Monday to Sunday without NFL football.
I'd like to replace it with now it wouldn't be fair to college football, but I'd like to replace it with a primetime Saturday night game, something like that. I think that would be better. Plus, the players get more time to rest. The teams get more time to rest. I don't know. I'd like a Saturday night game. I love when the schedule, when you get a couple of games on Saturday and then you get the rest of the slate on Sunday towards the end of the season. I don't know. I just like a Saturday NFL game. It's just me.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, guys, we get Sunday morning football this week. How exciting is that?
Yeah.
We get Sunday morning football.
Funday morning football, you should say.
So you gonna watch the Toy Story broadcast?
I am going to tune in at some point to watch the Toy Story broadcast. I almost wonder if this is like the cheat code that I need to be able to fully watch that game with my daughter and not have my wife make me turn off football. You know what I mean? Like, this is very much like I could put this on and be like, look, it's a movie. It's a football movie with Toy Story people. They look like football players, without them knowing that it's actually a football game. And I could probably watch the entire thing.
Aren't you a little worried, like, to see some beloved Toy Story characters possibly in a situation where football players are fighting, or
yeah,
it was
or no,
yeah,
like what are we gonna do with digital animation if someone's knee bends backwards? Like, is Rex gonna run out there with a stretcher? And Mrs. Potato Head is going to have to, like, yeah, exactly, have to, like, put them in the back of, like, I don't even know.
Do you think they have a backup plan for this, or they're just going to I just move forward with cartoons around an injury? I mean,
it's I don't know. I'm looking right now actually at a commercial right here on the screen in front of me. This seems like it could be a good idea. Look, there's Woody and Jesse dancing in the background. So I guess there's going to be distractions of some kind. I really don't know what you do if someone's on the floor with a concussion in the Toy Story version of a football game.
Is there anything you can do? Right. I don't know. Can you bail on it? I have no idea.
No, for sure there's contingency plans. For sure.
Or someone's getting fired.
Right. I'm not producing this thing.
Yeah.
Someone professional is.
Yeah.
Billy, listen, we have a lot of guests today. We have Austin Ekeler. We have Ray Romano. What? We have Mike Golic. We have Chris Sims. We have Coach Elko from Duke. Duke takes on Notre Dame. But Billy, I was wondering your experience last night. I know it's God Bless Football, but let's just talk baseball for a second. Put us through what you went through last night with the Marlins, please.
Why are we doing this on God Bless Football? We're going to have a baseball episode with Tim Kirchin for Stupidity in like 5 minutes.
I just want to know how late you were up last night waiting for that game to restart. That's all. That's all I'm asking you.
I had it on, and then when the rain delay started, I went back over to Thursday Night Football. If truth be told, I was editing God Bless Football at the same time. So, like, there's a lot of things going on last night. I kind of got the inkling this game is not going to be resumed. So I didn't lose too much sleep on that one.
All right. The Rams-Lions trade. I was thinking about this last night because, Billy, you and I talked about it a lot. The Stafford-Goff trade, the swapping of quarterbacks. That is the rare trade. It really is the rare trade where it worked out for both teams because the Rams got themselves a Super Bowl. Stafford got themselves a Super Bowl. But the Lions are going to be good for a long time because they have a young quarterback. And Jared Goff is good, man.
I don't know if that's the case. I mean, he's good enough, but I don't know that they're good. They're not good because of Jared Goff. Like, Jared Goff's not super overwhelming. His quarterback rating was 86.9. That's not, like, very impressive.
Right. I mean, but
he's good enough.
He's
good
improved.
enough.
In a bad NFC, he's a good enough quarterback to get you to a Super Bowl. He is. He's been to a Super Bowl with the Rams.
Yes, but if Matthew Stafford was there, do you think that they would not be capable of doing this?
They didn't do it. He was there for so long. You're saying with this current team, with these players surrounding him?
Yeah.
Jared Goff or Kirk Cousins right now?
Kirk Cousins. Easy. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. We've been over this. Every week we go over this.
There you go.
Wait, Billy thinks he deserves MVP. I mean,
he's in the conversation, is he not?
Ow, he's 0-3.
I mean, his stats are ridiculous. I think he's leading in both touchdowns and yards right now. Like, he's having a good year.
It's not his fault. Whatever's going on there is not his fault. He's having a great season. Yes.
What is going on there?
They've lost a bunch of close games. I mean, that's what the Vikings do. It's like the Chargers. They're like the Chargers of the NFC, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel excited to be 3-0, Billy. That's the NFL, you know?
Yeah, well, it's not the best analysis. It's like, it's the NFL. Could be 3-0 instead he's 0-3.
Billy, do we have a DraftKings game this week?
We do. Go to dkng.co/LeBatard. Compete against us. Last week it sold out. So if you want to get in, if you don't have time to set up your team right now, just reserve a spot, which is a cool thing that you can do. You can kind of just reserve your spot. You have up until 1 o'clock Eastern on Sunday to set your roster, compete against us. Last week I did not win any money again, but you can win my money if you want to, because that's where my money's going to. It's all of you.
Your $3, huh?
Yeah, my $3 is going to each one of you. Going to be split a little bit. Also, Stugotz, you mentioned that we have a loaded episode. You're actually 100% right. But as you guys may or may not have caught on to, we have different versions on audio and video. So on the video side, what you're watching right now, if you're watching us on the DraftKings Network, we have Austin Ekeler, we have Ray Romano, and we have Mike Golic. Ray Romano, spoiler alert, is going to surprise Mike Golic, who was not certain that Ray Romano was going to join him, which is going to be a fun surprise for him.
Yes, Mike had the opportunity to play golf with Ray Romano at Lake Tahoe. I caddied for Golic. Golic tells stories of him and his wife sitting up all night in bed watching watching Ray Romano's TV show. And so Romano is going to join here, Mike Golic. It's going to be fun because Ray is a Jet fan, a long-suffering Jet fan like me and Mikey A. So we'll suffer together. We need to stick together at this time. It's tough being a Jet fan right now. The toughest it's ever been being a Jet fan is right now. Is that fair, Mikey A? I feel like it is.
No.
We have to stick together. The problem is there's the optimistic Jet fans and then there's the pessimistic Jet fans, and I got a feeling Ray might be the other one from us.
Who were the optimistic Jet fans, if I might ask?
Ray Romano.
Got it. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure who it is that we were saying was optimistic. Now, guys, I have a question for you as Jet fans, so that we don't turn this into a Jets podcast like we have the past 6 months. But you're not going to get Kirk Cousins, it would appear. That dream is dead now.
That dream appears to be dead. Yes.
Yeah.
But I do like Aaron Rodgers laying in a bed in California, telling our team how they should act when they're losing to the Patriots for the 20th consecutive time. Like, get out of here, man.
You're over him already?
No, Billy, we are hurting right now. Okay, as a fan base, we're hurting. We're tired of these things happening to us. We're tired of losing to the Patriots. And listen, some of those players on that sideline, they've been suffering this misery for 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 years. Aaron Rodgers had to suffer it for 4 plays. He has no idea what it's like to be a Jet and he does, because he just tore his Achilles.
Question: Where do you stand on him still making weekly appearances? Because I very much believe that you could be in the zip it up range right now with him appearing weekly on McAfee, even though he's not appearing on the field.
I'm very close. I mean, I'm like minutes away, Billy. Like, I'm telling you, this segment cannot end quickly enough because I'll do it this segment if I have to. I mean, I don't want to do it though. I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do it. He's my friend. I like it. Ray Romano, Mike, you have told us stories about you and your wife spending your entire evenings in bed watching Ray.
I feel now I wish I was laying in bed with my wife. Well, that's for other reasons, but also then watching Ray, and it's amazing, talking to Ray. And then did you see Kevin James was just a meme all over Twitter? My shows are becoming huge. Everybody loves Raymond, King of Queens, certainly Seinfeld. It's cool as hell now to see all that. So this is a joy seeing my golfing buddy,
Yeah. We got to play around together. Where was Kevin James? What was Kevin James on?
He was Ray. He was a meme. Somebody said, "This is me after a double rum and Diet Coke." And it was just a picture of Kevin James kind of shrugging as his character from King of Queens. There was really no, it's just this guy did it, and all of a sudden it took off and got a ton of likes. And my wife tweeted out, "Yes, finally, all the shows we watch are cool again, and all the characters are cool." So it was pretty neat.
You know what's going around on Instagram now? My kids showed me some video of me. The headline is, "Boy, Ray Romano is a class guy." And it's a video of a limo pulling up, and it says he allows the kids in this town to kiss his hand, and it's a joke, but it's a limo pulling up, and an arm comes out with a glove on it, and these little kids come over and kiss my hand, and you start yelling, not my hand, and start yelling Ray Romano, Ray Romano, and I don't know who made it or whatever. But it's making the circuit now. It's come back, and my friends keep sending me going, dude, this wasn't you, was it? I go, what do you think?
I would never let strange kids kiss my hand.
Yeah, it's a glove hand. It's a glove hand.
Listen, at least it's a good, funny meme. You know, it'd be bad if you were associated with a bad one, right? And I had to live with that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess so. I guess any press is good press.
Something I have to ask before we even talk about the Jets.
Yeah.
And Stu, obviously, this is for you too.
Thank you.
It's such a cursed fan base, and I get it. I grew up in Cleveland, so I followed the Browns, but I was never a diehard fan. I was never one of those that was like that, like you guys are. And now your kids are involved. Ray, did you ever give your kids a chance or the option to follow another team, to say, don't go down my road, go somewhere else, you'll be better off?
You know what? I didn't do that, but I also didn't encourage the Jets. They just took it up on their own, you know? So I just let the chips fall where they fall. And you know, I was a Jet fan. So I was born in 57. So when Namath won, I was like 11. I was not a Jet fan until 2 years later. So I've never seen them win they won once.
Yes.
As a fan, though.
Right.
I wasn't born,
close,
Ray.
but I've never seen them.
Right.
I've never got to the promised land with them yet. But I don't give up, man. That's the thing about me and about most Jet fans is we don't give up, man. You know, I'm scheduled hopefully to play Jim Valvano in this bio movie of him.
Right.
And I'm taking on his motto: "Don't give up, don't ever give up." And
There you go.
I'm bringing that to the Jets.
So, Mike, I have a different answer here because I absolutely forced Jet fandom on my daughter. Okay, I have twin daughters, right? By the way,
Oh,
one
you
of,
do?
yeah, one of them's a Dolphin fan. The other one, I made her be a Jet fan. I just recently gave her the option. Because we're from South Florida. I was born in New York. I was born on Long Island, but she was born down here in South Florida. And because the Dolphins are the most exciting team in the NFL, I recently gave her the option of bailing on the Jets and going with the Dolphins. And she is really contemplating it, Ray.
Wow, now that's jumping on the that's jumping on the front runner if you go to the Dolphins now, man.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Hey, wait, Mike, did you start with a Yankee hat and went to a Jet hat?
I did. Yeah, no, I figured we were talking about the Jets. I might as well.
Yeah.
I thought I was seeing things. So
We're all miserable.
He has a hat for all occasions. I like how you said you became a fan a couple years after Namath and the win. Hell, if you listen to Namath now, you know, Mr. Jet, he's basically said fire everybody. I don't know if you heard his soundbite.
Part of the problem
is
is
my God, he's like done with the entire. It's amazing. Your guys' team was like a favorite to maybe get to the Super Bowl because not just Aaron Rodgers, but you have an excellent defense. You have weapons on offense. All of a sudden, Rodgers goes down, and like Joe Namath thinks it's now a sinking ship. I hope you guys. How do you feel actually about the team?
I'm gonna be positive. You know, it's hard, but I'm gonna keep a positive outlook because, well. Now listen, I'm going to put the positive. No, I'm being honest.
Okay.
Now. We beat Buffalo.
Yeah.
We were one play away from having the lead against Dallas, right?
Yeah.
We held New England at 15 points. It was raining. You know, New England's got a great defense. 3 great defenses we played.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay with whatever Saleh thinks is right. I'm going to go with it. And I'm just going to keep positive because you're right. We got all the weapons. All the weapons are there. And they won. They were 7-3 last year. Where Wilson was there. So, I mean, it can happen. It's a learning. It's a learning curve that he's got to get into. But maybe it's one game. Maybe it's we upset against Kansas City. I'm picking the Jets on the money line this week.
Wow.
I'll
take that bet, Ray, by the way. I mean,
here's my motto. Here's why I still have faith in the Jets. I was in my doctor's office the other day, and he had one of those inspirational posters up. And it said, the river always wins. and I don't know if you guys know this saying, but in the battle between the river and the mountain, the river always wins, not because of strength, but because of perseverance and persistence. So that's what the Jets are going to be. We're going to be the river. We're just going to keep going, and it's going to happen.
Plus Trevor Siemian.
What's that?
Plus Trevor Siemian, he said.
Yes. No. Listen, I'm embodying Jim Valvano. Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
I love it.
Well, I look forward to that. That sounds like one hell of a documentary. That sounds very cool. And to get off the bad news of the Jets right now, when you mentioned the river, I started thinking of poker, because I also saw that you played in the World Series of Poker a number of times. Ray, I love poker, but I don't know enough about, when to bet, when to check, and all those finer points of it, because I would love to play more, but I think I would be that sucker that loses all his money. You played in the World Series of Poker a bunch. I mean, how cool was that? And how long have you been this poker guy?
Well, I've been playing poker since I was a kid, but the World Series I just started, when that became popular, I started playing only in the main event, which is I don't know how familiar you guys are with.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I am.
So it's the last one. It's it's close to last, but it's the big one. And what I would do was, any project I was on, any movie I was on, I would wear the hat. They would sponsor me in. They would pay the $10,000. I would wear the hat, and then I would promise them, if anything I win, I'm going to donate it to charity. But I never won. I played about 8 years in the main event, and you got to play about almost to the end of day 3 to cash in. They have about 5,000-6,000 people start playing,
yeah,
and the top 10% cash. Now they do the top 1,000 cash, and I made it to the end of day 3 once. I was close to the cash line, and I busted out, and it is devastating, man, because you grind it out. I don't know if you've never played in it, right? Any event.
No, I've played in some, in the casinos and some of the poker rooms, but never that. So I see it, and I mean, just hanging on a card's got to be brutal.
And you grind it for 10 hours a day. And you're folding 90% of the time. You're just waiting and grinding and waiting and grinding. And then when you bust out, it's, I almost cried, I think. It's pretty exciting, though. Next to those golf, I have about 3 events a year that get my juices going so much. And it's the Tahoe tournament that I played. It's the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, and it's the World Series of Poker. Those things really get the blood going, yeah. And then going to a Jet game. By the way, my kids flew in. I live in LA. My kids took the red eye Saturday night to be at the first game. Sunday night to be at the first game. For Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they were there. They were in that stadium. I don't know if you guys were there. Were any of you guys there?
No, my wife and kid was there.
Yeah, I was calling the Giants Dallas debacle on Sunday night, so I wasn't there. But I can't imagine watching on TV, yet your kids being at the stadium and the 4th play, seeing Aaron Rodgers limp off the field. That had to be a surreal moment for them.
But then you put the whole package of the whole night. It's 9/11. It's the big ceremony in the beginning, and the cheers and the everything, and then the letdown, and then the exhilarating ending, and then kind of this bittersweet feeling as you're walking out of the stadium. They said they were just it was sad what happened, but they were happy that they were there, But listen, don't you agree do you think that I think Zach Wilson has a pro football arm? Don't you think he has that arm?
Oh, I think he has that arm, and I think, unfortunately, a lot of guys have the arm, but there's a lot more to go with it. The biggest difference, the biggest difference is his reads aren't quick enough. He can get the ball where it needs to go. That has never been an issue for him. Right. But it's just getting it to the right person and getting the read quick enough. And the big part of it is trust. And because the windows are so much smaller in the pros than in college, when you see that little tiny opening, you got to be confident. You got to drill it. And if there's just the slightest amount of hesitation, you're screwed. And that's kind of where he's lost.
Romo was pointing that out during the game last week. But, it's a learning curve, and we were hoping he could learn it with Aaron Rodgers there. But, like I say, it could be that one game. It could be that one game that flips the switch. So let's hope so.
Right, so your kids are at the game. You're in your living room, I'm assuming, watching the game. Can you put us there? Like when Rodgers goes down, what is Ray Romano doing?
Are we allowed to curse on this?
Yep.
Yeah, we are.
You're good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen. It was surreal. It was a little bit unbelievable, really.
Yeah.
You kind of thought you were being pranked almost, But then you got to pick it up, man. You got to pick it up and keep going. And look, we came back. Just that game is an example, right?
Is there a team in that division, if the Jets aren't going to win the division, I mean this each year, not just this year, which other team in the division do you not want to see win the division?
Dolphins.
Oh, come on. You know the answer to that.
I'm just waiting for you to say it.
God, I don't want to.
Say it, Ray.
Listen, it's just everyone knows the rivalry. Everyone knows it's New England, right?
Yeah.
But I have respect for them, and I have respect for Belichick, and I have respect for Tom Brady. My best friend here in LA is a Patriot fan, and that's just it's not like I don't want to see them win, but I want to see the Jets win against them. It was nice to see the Giants, take them twice in the Super Bowl.
Right.
So we have that.
Not our team.
I'm sorry I had to make you say that out loud.
Mike, that's the life of a Jet fan, okay?
Yeah. I know, I'm learning that.
We're happy when other teams that we're not rooting for beat the Patriots. That's it. That's all we have. That's all we have.
But I'm a New York, I'm a Jet fan, but then after the Jets, I'm a Giant fan. I'm a Yankee fan, and after the Yankees, I'm a Met fan, Where when I was growing up, if you were a fan of one, you traditionally kind of hated the other team. Once you become an adult, and especially when you move out of New York, you're kind of loyal to your hometown,
Ray, I know you have to run here. Check out Somewhere in Queens, his new movie. It's fantastic. Great reviews as well. I know you can't really talk about it, Ray, but we do have someone because you're family around here. Hey. And so we have someone who wants to say hello.
What's up, Uncle Ray? Uncle Ray, what's up, man?
How are you on this show also?
Oh, there's so many shows out of this place. I'll see you at Thanksgiving. I just wanted to say hi.
You're like Waldo or whatever the guy's
That's right.
name is.
Yeah, where's Waldo? Yeah. Do you even acknowledge him in the family, Ray?
Of
I mean, seriously.
Do you know the story about when I hit him with the golf ball?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, talk about a weird coincidence.
Yeah,
it's
really
the closest
is.
we've ever been,Ray and I.
Oh, God.
It brought us really closer together, I think.
Go away, man. Go away.
Are you on this show, or
I sprinkle on a lot of different shows. But good to see you, man. See you at Thanksgiving.
I'll see you at Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of an ensemble. Those all that those people over there in South Beach. So.
Yeah.
But Ray, we know you got to go. We know you got other stuff to do, and hopefully back to what you're doing. With everything going on with the writers, as that gets squared away, and you're back to doing what you do. So that's a very cool thing. Anything else you got in the hopper you wanna mention?
I do, but technically I'm not allowed to promote anything because the strike's not officially.
Oh, okay.
Don't do it.
All right.
Don't
no
do
worries.
It.
Yeah, don't do it.
Believe me. As someone who was on strike when I was playing football back in '87, I completely understand how it all works.
Yeah. But the Jets this week, this is going to be the turning point.
Yes.
Be the river.
Mm-hmm.
Be the river. All right. Ray, I appreciate your optimism, and I appreciate your time. Listen, I am convinced now the Jets are going to win the Super Bowl because of you, Ray Romano, okay?
That's right. The river always wins.
The river.
I love that. All right. See you in Tahoe.
We appreciate it, Ray.
All right.
Later.
It is time for our weekly sit down here with Austin Ekeler on God Bless Football. What's happening today, man? How you feeling?
What's good, boys? Hey, feeling good, man. A little bit better now that I'm hanging with y'all.
Oh, that's nice of you. I don't buy it.
Not even a little bit.
Austin, we all had the same reaction. We're like, come on. It's a very sweet thing to say, though. I mean,
us sitting here with you is doing nothing for your ankle.
Look, I enjoy this. Like, it's a small part of my day, but you guys make it entertaining and fun. So I appreciate y'all.
It's a tiny slice of heaven for you, huh?
That's right. Look, I make a lot of content, and it's not always this enjoyable. So I'll say that.
Can you walk around these days without someone asking, "Hey, how you feeling?"
I don't go outside, so I tend to avoid those situations because I don't want to be in that situation.
Right. Because you're saying it would happen. If you dare go outside, the only question anyone will ask, and they don't care what your response is, they just want a yes so they can put you in their fantasy lineup, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. And I mean, you still get that a lot at the facility too, you know, like the guys just checking in, like how you doing, like want to know the update. So I get it a lot just in general. You know, it's not a bad thing. Got people that care about you, you know, whether it's, you know, for the team aspect or for their fantasy team, you know. So, you know, I'll take it for what it's worth. You know, people care about me for some reason, you know.
Do you get exhausted watching your own team play? I mean,
I actually experienced like the emotional part of watching us play.
It's crazy, Austin.
Yes, because when I'm in the game, I'm so focused, hyper focused. Like I don't have this emotional roller coaster going on because I'm so locked in. Like, okay, offense, no matter what happens, we got to go and score. I'm looking at what's the situation. I'm keeping up on that. But when I'm not like in that zone, like I have gone through the emotional roller coaster. And my mom always tells me after the game, she's like, I feel like I played the game, and I'm like, now I get it. I get it. Like I'm walking around. I'm like this close to my TV. I'm doing push-ups. I'm yelling. I'm cheering, like everything, man. It is wild. Like, wow, well done, NFL. But yeah, we don't have to do that to ourselves. So we're trying.
It's harder for you to watch the game than it is to play the game, right? I know that sounds crazy, but you can't do anything. You can't help any of your guys. You can't do anything when you're watching.
When it comes to an emotional standpoint, yes, 100%.
But you're exhausted because I watch at home, and like your games are always roller coaster games. You have the lead, then you give up the lead. You're up by 1. They're up by 1. They're up by 3. You're up by 3. It's like, can you guys win by 28 once in a while? I mean,
hey, look, trust me, we are trying to whoop their ass.
I know you are.
We're trying. Damn it.
Wait a minute.
Look, it's the NFL, man. That's why it's so crazy, and that's why we have as much, you know, success as a company and a business as we do, because it's intense. It's intense. We're playing against other NFL players, and yeah, we'd like to win 70-20 every single week, but that's not how this league works, because that wouldn't be entertaining. You know,
it's occurred to me.
It's pretty entertaining for Billy.
It's just occurred to me that Austin has not probably at least not in some time enjoyed the red zone.
Yeah.
I actually experienced that, where it's like all the games you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was glued. Like I was glued to the TV. I'm like, this is
Take a couple more weeks off. Yeah, it's awesome.
Now you understand why we don't go to games. I mean,
yeah, like I'm hanging out. I had one of my buddies come over to watch the game with me.
Right.
When he put up Redzone on his computer, I was watching our game on my TV, and you know, I'm checking the fantasy. I'm like, this is insane.
Right.
Like, there's never not something going on. Even during halftime, like some of the games are getting done, some games are just starting, and it's like there's never a moment where it's like not action happening. So shout out to you know, all of the production and coordination of all that.
Well, now you know why.
I'm wondering who.
You know why NFL fans look the way it is that they look? It's because they sit down on their couch on Sundays for 7 straight hours just eating a bunch of crap, watching.
This is why I look so bad,
No bathroom breaks. They're just watching, glued to football all day long.
Right. Yeah. That's why, you know, we got all these like pizza packages and wings packages, because you're going to need that much. It's not for a lot of people. It's for you, because you're going to be sitting in the same chair for 6 hours in the day. You know?
Wait, this is fascinating, because one of the best players in the NFL experience the games the way we experience, the fans experience the game. And so, like, put us in Austin Ekeler's living room on game day Sunday. Are you screaming at your coach? What are you doing?
No. So at first, you know, there's this back and forth. We got the lead. All right. Like I'm watching the play. Like I know what the plays are just based off formations and stuff. So I'm watching our guys, and we had a flipping whole blitz fest with the Vikings. They pressured us like 83% of our dropbacks. And so it was just, you know, O-line simulator for the running backs that day. And we're just in the backfield blocking. And so I'm watching this madness like, oh my God, like I know these boys are going to be sore after this game. And then, you know, it was pretty mellow for that. Like I'm still like rooting them on. I'm still got a little anxiety because I'm not there. And then at the end of the game, like that's when I was like, come on, boys. Like, man, like they get the ball. We go for it on, 4th and 1. We don't get it. And now I'm like, all right, defense, come on. And that's when I didn't sit down. And that's when like anxiety started peaking. Like I'm doing push-ups. Like, it's like, okay, boys, like, please, when you just got like, I got to burn some energy. Like, I got to do something.
I know you do push-ups. I smoke weed, but that's why you're an athlete. No, I'm not. I mean, on a Sunday, that's what I do.
Everyone's got their own thing,
I'm a Jets fan. I need it. I mean, I'm not doing push-ups for him. So wait, when he goes for it on 4th down, are you screaming, coach, not again? Like, come on.
No, so here's the thing. Here you have to look at the situation. So if we punt it, there's no possibility for us to like secure the game right. Like we had an opportunity to end the game right and then and there. Obviously, if we don't get it, guess what? They can't kick a field goal. They have to score a touchdown. They have no timeouts. There's 1:30. So we can give ourselves a chance to win the game right now. It doesn't even matter what happens after that. Or we can give our chance to play red zone defense, which we've been really good at. And so I think it made sense to, as far as like odds, it might have been more risky,
right?
So to speak, but I think it was the better situation to give your chance a chance to win. Because also punting the ball and playing a full length field of offense, is risky as well. But then in that situation, you don't get control anymore to win it with your offense, who's been moving the ball all day.
What do you think that your success rate would be in calling the plays, knowing that you know the formation? Because the first year Tony Romo was in there and he was calling the games and he could pretty much, it seemed like, predict what it is was going to happen. And it's because he was in the league so recently that he knew exactly what was coming up. If you were up in the booth calling your own games for the Chargers, what do you think your success rate would be?
Very high. Just because like I'm listening to the O-line calls. I'm watching where Justin's pointing. I'm watching what our formation is. And so I know, we're running. Well, the fact that I am still in the meetings and everything every week definitely helps. But, when he's in the booth, when I'm in the booth, I wouldn't be in the meeting rooms or anything like that. But you still understand the calls. Like I was watching some other game and they're making, right and left calls. Everyone has like a code for right and left calls as far as O-line. I'm like, okay, this is a pass. You see it's a 2x2, it's a 3x1. If the tight end's on their own side, you can tell if it's man or zone. Like there's these little indicators that we learn from just being around the sport for so long that are ingrained in our head, especially the guys that have been playing for a long time, that it's the same across every single team. So you can commentate and call plays like high probability pass right here, high probability run off tackle, inside zone. Is the tight end on or off the ball? If he's off the ball, he's probably going to be slicing back and it's going to be some type of inside zone. If it's a run formation, stuff like that, which is like things that we study that no one has to ever look at, but it's how we can be successful in the league.
Is that something you would want to do?
I don't know yet because it's very buttoned up, right? It's very structured. Like I like what you guys have where it's like, hey, we get to set our schedule. We get to set the content. And in that situation, it's like suit and tie. Here's the agenda for the day.
Right.
And you got to stick to it. And it's more like political, right? You have to make sure you're staying, in line and you can't go across the line over here. You can't say anything that might be a little bit, controversial because now you're everywhere and that talk about the network. So maybe when I'm older, I'll be ready for that.
You've thought about it because usually you have a definitive answer when I ask you stuff like post-career. You're like, yes, no. That one you actually thought about. Yeah.
I thought about it. Right. Yeah.
How about me, you, and Billy? So you don't know this about Billy. He's part of the FIU broadcast. I have called a Marlins game before. Billy's called a Marlins game before. I think me, you, and Billy, if you get eliminated, we call a game together. What do you think?
I think that would be epic.
Yeah.
That would be epic.
We'll do it for a YouTube crowd, Billy.
Okay,
why not?
Great. Perfect. Let's do that.
That would be epic. Yeah.
Mike Fuentes, our producer, is giving me double thumbs up. We're going to make this happen, okay?
Yeah, that would be sick.
My place or yours? So where do you want to do it? I
mean, it doesn't matter to me. If we're out, then I don't care.
His place is the answer.
You're in Vegas. If you're not in the Super Bowl, we will come out there. We'll hang out with you, right? And then we'll call the Super Bowl together. How about that?
That's a thing, actually, need to get an agenda for the Super Bowl week if we're not playing.
Yes, if you're not playing. Yes, I don't want to jinx you.
Something there.
Right, okay.
Have you seen this, Austin? Because you, if you don't play this week, I don't know if you plan on being at the game.
Can
or if
you
you're
tell us if you're playing or not?
Well, no, don't bother him about that. But I want
to. No, I can't.
No, you can't tell us. Okay.
No, he's not playing. So here's what I want to put on Austin's radar. Austin, I don't know if you've seen this, but they're doing this thing with Disney and Pixar where there's going to be a version of one of the games on Saturday. I think it's the London game where it's going to somehow, they're going to connect the Disney characters to the game, and you're going to be basically watching Toy Story play football. So like instead of Trevor Lawrence, you're going to have a Pixar version of Trevor Lawrence playing football. While you've been playing these games, you haven't seen things like this. You haven't seen the games that are on Nickelodeon where they have digital slime coming out of the end zones and you have a giant SpongeBob or Patrick in the upright. Like, you should really take advantage of these days off and see kind of the weird stuff that's going on that you're missing out on.
Yeah, it seems like I have no idea what's going on with football anymore. Yeah. Like, what are we doing? We're trying to get I guess they're trying to get other audiences in. I don't know.
Well, kids, it seems like. Yeah.
I haven't seen any of that stuff. I know the Nickelodeon one, but I haven't actually watched a Nickelodeon game. I've just won their award, their like Slime Time Award, which after a practice, randomly I got slime dumped on my bald head.
Right.
Well, didn't you? If I remember correctly, didn't you win it for the overall year last year also?
Yeah. Yep.
I think you showed us your trophy.
Billy, like, that's the biggest smile Billy gets out of you is when you talk about getting slime.
Yeah,
like, Billy,
cool.
he's attracted to you at some level. It's weird.
Well, I don't know about that. From what I remember, Austin told us it was overrated, the sliming, which is disappointing.
Right.
I'm just glad he remembered. That's all I'm saying. Like, hey, this man, he cares. He cares. That's what he showed right there.
Austin, there's no other way to ask you this. You brought it up earlier. You referenced it earlier. 70 points. What the?
I was talking about this earlier, man. Like, if you're even in a high school game and you put up 70 points, that's a ton of points. I don't get college. You got colleges that pay other colleges that, hey, we're going to go out there and whoop your ass because we're a bigger college, but we need a game. And they don't even put up 70 points. You know, if they do, it's like, damn, they put up 70 points. And these guys did it against a professional team, man. I went back and watched that game because I was like, okay, I got to watch this game. Running backs running for 200 and something yards, 720 something yards of total offense.
726.
And, shout out to the Miami offense because they were attacking edges. They were gashing them on the side and they were getting bodies on bodies with O-line, with tight ends, with their misdirection stuff, with, some of the gadget plays. It was all clicking and not just clicking, but going off and going down the field efficient.
Yeah.
So, wow.
All right, last question. We'll get you out of here. Since you were watching the games at home like us, like fans, put us in the living room when you saw Travis Kelce walk into the stadium with Taylor Swift.
Oh, wow.
I'm already over it. I'm already over the Taylor Swift stuff. Can we move on, please? Like, I get it. Taylor Swift is the GOAT in her world.
Right.
Travis Kelce is the GOAT of tight ends right now. Like, they did a thing. She came to the game, but the fact that it's getting blown up like this, like, I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to be part of it. But it's like great for him, but like, let's move on to something else. Like, I'm over it. I don't care about. We got Bill Belichick talking about it. I'm like, what? What? Bill's talking about that? Oh man. So look, good for him. Good for them. I guess if it works, great for them.
Right.
But, that's their business. I don't want it to be a part of it.
You don't seem terribly confident in the entire thing working.
It's not that I'm confident or not. It's that I don't want to be involved in their business.
I like that.
Now it's one of those celebrity, relationships now where it's like all over the place, like which actor's dating which, like one of those,
Right.
And I never got into that. And so it's kind of one of those where it's like, I don't really care who people are dating or married or to, like, it's just, it's not for me.
I got you. Do you like her music?
Yeah, she got great music. Yeah. I don't listen to it, but it's not that it's bad.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right, fair. We'll get you out of here. Thank you for the time. Hopefully you'll play this week. I gotta be honest. I tried to get this done, and we'll try for a future week. I wanted Billy to say what he said about Josh Kelly to his face, and he was going to come on with us today.
Oh, God.
But he had to cancel last minute. So perhaps next week I'll give Billy a week to prepare for it, all right?
Oh, don't do that to Billy.
Yeah.
Don't throw him under the bus like that.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Oh, it would have been fun. Come on.
Anyway, you're telling me you're stealing from Austin Charity?
Thank
you.
Finally. It's friend. I mean, come on.
No,
all right,
no.
Fine. I'll ask Keenan.
Now you put us all in an awkward spot. Yeah. Come on, man.
All right. Listen, I'll ask Herbert to come on. Forget about it. Okay?
Knuckleheads.
All right. Hey, what's going on in the foundation? Quickly promote it on the way out of here.
Well, right now we're still preparing for our Balboa High School up in San Francisco project. So if you want to check out all of the endeavors that we have going on, austineckler.com, you can check out our projects. I have the pledge going on. I'm not scoring touchdowns right now, but when I start scoring them again, you can pledge to donate, up to even down to $10 per touchdown that I create or that I get. And every dollar goes to our project. So more to come. And like I said, austinekeler.com if you want some more details there.
All right, my man. We appreciate it. We will talk to you next week. Thank you.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. See you, boys.
All right, man. See you.
All right. Stay out of trouble.
We'll try. Billy, you excited?
Yeah.
You have a big weekend coming up, man.
Oh, yeah, I do.
I mean, you have the Marlins trying to make it to the playoffs. You have a Dolphins-Bills game of the weekend. Mm-hmm. I mean, you said Josh Allen has a funny-looking face at one point.
That's one of those. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, let's.
Do you have a career regret, like a comment that you made that has stuck to you that you wish you wouldn't have made?
I mean, I'm certain I do, yes.
Yeah, but you don't have one.
But I've made so many. That one that sticks out to me?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I don't have one that really sticks out to me. Why? Is this your...
It's one that
you regret saying it?
No, it's something that I said very much in passing, and I did as trying to segue from, at the time, a segment that I thought was going absolutely nowhere to another direction. So I just threw out a thing.
Right.
And then it completely got taken out of control and became, let's make billboards, let's record apology videos, let's do this, let's do that. And I'm like, can we just let this go away and not have to deal with this? Like, this is just an innocent joke that now has gotten completely out of control. That the entire time I'm like, let's just let this one go. Let's not keep doing this. And then it just, let's keep doing it.
You expected LeBatard to let it go? I mean,
be careful with what you say. I'm learning.
Yeah. On our show, yes.
Yeah, right. I'm excited to sit down. I think for the first time, maybe this season, and actually enjoy a full Sunday without having other plans having been made for me yet. That I'm going to have to at some point interrupt my football viewing with.
The key word was yet.
Yet is the very key word. Yeah. Well, because I was talking to my wife a little while ago, and she was already asking me, like, hey, what do you think about doing on Saturday? I'm like, do we have plans this weekend? She's like, oh, it's supposed to be nice weather. Maybe we can go to, this like orchard or something. And it's like,
that sounds nice, though. I mean,
it does, but I'm like, Saturday. Let's do that on Saturday. That sounds like a great Saturday activity. Let's do that Saturday. Because I want to sit down and I want to watch the Redzone. I want to watch the Dolphins.
You want
Bills.
A full Sunday NFL experience.
Yeah, and I'll feel terrible after it. I'll feel gross. I'll feel like I didn't do anything all Sunday long and I wasted the day. But you'll
feel great. I mean, you will.
I'm hoping so.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, there's a chance your wife has already made plans and just hasn't told you about them yet, right?
I know. That's the game that we play, is that plans are made.
Cat and mouse?
Yeah, because it's one of those that it's like, I told you. And I'm like, when? Oh, like a couple weeks ago, like you were doing X, Y, Z. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to argue with it. But I'm not going to argue just to argue, but I know sometimes that one's being pulled over on me and I just got to let it go.
I'll tell you who else knows, Mikey A, because he's nodding his head as we're having this discussion. Yeah. Like, that's been done to you before, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's common practice. It's nope. I told you last year, remember you were taking the kids to school. It was 7 a.m. and I told you a year from now on October 1st, you were going to have to do this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's so specific to the point that it's obviously not reality. Because why would you remember every single detail about what happened as if you were preparing for me to not remember this and set me up in some way?
Right.
That's exactly why. So to set you up.
That's exactly right, Mike. Yes. So you have it. So Billy has it. This is amazing to me. I mean, he is the host of God Bless Football. He's a top 5 NFL analyst in the country, according to The Guardian.
Yeah.
Number 2?
I was 4. No, I was 5.
5. David Sampson was 9th.
I don't need to bring that up.
It's weird. I'm sorry. Why can't I bring it up?
I was just saying. You're discrediting the list a bit.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. David Sampson was not number 9. He wasn't. He wasn't anywhere in the top 10.
He was. You just don't have to say it.
I'm sorry. I offended you. I'm apologizing. All you can do is apologize when
David
you make
Sampson
a mistake.
Texted me today.
Did he really? About what?
He texted me the owner of the Mets earlier this week apologizing for the field conditions.
Right.
To which I replied, horse hockey. And he said, absolutely.
That's his famous line.
Yeah.
Horse hockey. It's so weird. Yeah. He's a weird guy, huh?
Good show today, huh? Austin Ekeler, Ray Romano.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's strange that you've never sat through. Like, you don't ever feel like me and Mikey feel Sunday night at around 11 o'clock.
No, I do. So, what ends up happening is that I start cramming. So, like, the first week I was an hour late, but I have the things recorded, and then I start, and then I'm trying to fast forward, or I'm trying to watch it at a faster pace that it was. I'm trying to make it move quicker. So it's a challenge.
The YouTube shorts are great. That's how you catch up. Like they just give you all the scoring plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. How do you think I'm so informed?
I don't think you're so informed. I don't.
Nobody thinks that. Nobody has ever said, you know who's informed? That guy.
I walked right into that.
Wow, he's so informed.
God bless football and both of you.